Oh, this is Mrs. Ross, and I feel like I'm going to go over the cumulative test 7A, but I'm going to also show you how I would write this in my spiral. I feel like you're not really sure how to study for math tests and you're not really sure how to use your spiral, so I wanted to kind of show you what I would write, knowing that I could use my spiral in the test. So the first thing I would do is I would write cumulative test 7A. So I knew that it went with 7, and then I'd start with number 1. So number 1 says, in the first 4 months of the year, the Montgomery's electric bills were this, 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 this. What was the average electric bill for the first 4 months? So the first thing I would do is I would write average is equal to the sum over how many? Okay, and then I would write these down and show, okay, here's the sum. 134.59. 118.38, 96.29, and I would add that up. Okay, and I get 469.72. So I'm looking for the average. I have 469.72 divided by, I have 4 months, so I'm going to divide by 4. And this gives me, I get 117.43. That is my answer. And that's what I would write because the very first problem on the test is going to be an average problem. So let's keep going this way. Number 2, and over here we have number 2. The price was reduced from $4,496 to $1,893. How much was the price reduced? So let me write these as words. So I have $4,496 and $1,893, and it wants to know the difference. So I'm going to subtract, and I get $2,603. Okay, let me go ahead and put number 3. Number 3 is we should probably star that if ever there were starred problems on tests. So this says a 1-year subscription to the monthly magazine costs $15.60. So let's stop there. In 1 year, I have 12 months, and this is a monthly magazine. So to find out how much it costs per month, I'm going to have to divide 15 divided by, and I get $1.30. So if I have a year subscription, it costs me $1.30 per month, basically. Otherwise, if I buy it on the newsstand, it costs $1.95. Now the question is, how much is saved per issue by paying the subscription price? So if I subtract this, I get 65 cents. Which is my answer. Okay. All right, number 4. And you can see I'm using lots of room. This is the way it should go. Jenna ran 1 lap in 65.2 seconds. Gloria ran 1 lap in 62.7. Gloria's time was how many seconds less than Jenna's? So again, we're going to do 65.2 minus 62.7. And we get 2.5 seconds. Okay, let's go back up to do number 5. Pause, and so I had to erase everything, so now we're on 5. It says the perimeter of the square equals the perimeter of the regular pentagon. Regular means same sides, same angles. The sides are the same length and the angles are the same size. It says each side of the pentagon is 16. So that's 16, 16, 16. All of these are 16. I would totally write this in my my spiral, okay? How long is each side of the square? So if the perimeters are the same, let's do the perimeter of the pentagon. So that's going to be 5 times 16. I think that's 80. Yeah. And if I know that the perimeter of the square is 80, it's asking me for the side. Okay, so there are 4 sides of the square. The perimeter is 80, so I'm going to have to divide by 4 to get 20, and that is my answer. Okay. Number 6 says diagram this statement, then answer the question. So this is number 6. It says 4/9 of the 63 fish in the tank were guppies. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my boxes, but I need 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 of them, and then I need to, let's see, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4/9. I know this is going to be 5/9, and I know there are 63 total fish. So when I divide 63 by 9, I get 7, and that's what needs to go in each one of these boxes. I don't even know what the question is yet, so it says how many fish were guppies? So 4/9 of the 63 fish were guppies. So A, I know that it's going to be 4 times 7 is 28. And then B, it says how many fish were not guppies? So that's going to be 5 times 7, which is 35. Okay. And let's move on to number 7. 7 is kind of ugly, but it says find the least common multiple of 7, 9, and 21. So 7, the multiples of 7 are 7, 14, 21. So 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4, 7 times 5, 7 times 6, 7 times 7, 7 times 8, 7 times 9, 9. So we have 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3. I'm sorry, it just left my brain. 9 times 4, 9 times 5, 9 times 6, 9 times 7. Okay. 21 times 1, 21 times 2, 21 times 3. So my lowest common multiple is 63. All right, I'm going to erase. Hold on. Okay, so we're on number 8. It says estimate the product of 3.14 and 5.125 by rounding each number to the nearest whole number. So product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So if I'm going to round this to the nearest whole number, I'm rounding to this, I'm looking at this, that's going to give me 3. If I'm going to round this to the nearest whole number, I'm looking at this. I'm rounding to that. I'm looking at this. That gives me 5. 3 times 5 gives me 15, and that's my answer. Okay, let's keep going. This one is really hard to see. It's a lot easier to see on Schoology. So if I recall, let's see. So this is a 100 by 100, and there are 25 squares that are... I'm sorry, not 100 by 100. It's a 10 by 10 square, 10 by 10 square. So there are 100 total squares. And I know that there are 25 because I looked at Schoology earlier today. So A asks about the fraction that's shaded. So 25 out of 100 is shaded, but we're going to have to reduce. We get 1/4. Then B says what percent? Okay, so percent is equal to per 100. If we have 25 per 100, we have 25%, and that's my answer. Switch this over. So that's 9. Let's do 10. 10 says, what decimal number is halfway between 14 and 15? I know it's 14.5, but if you don't know that, you can take the average, 14 plus 15 divide by 2, and you'll get 14.5. Okay, 11. I hope you're writing this down in your spiral. Ew, coordinates. Okay, I don't have that here. I would really like to get coordinates before I do that. So let's pause here. I'm going to do 12. Maybe. Because I'm going to have to draw 12. So hold on. All right, I might have to do a second part, but this one, I think that the dot is here. Again, this is way clearer on Schoology, so if I get this wrong, I get it wrong. But there are 10 different, what they're called tick marks, in between 0.2 and 0.3. So this is 0.31, 0.32, and this is 0.33. Like this is 0.21, 0.22, 0.23, 0.24, all the way at 0.29, 0.3. So the answer for this one I think is 0.33, but I don't remember. I'd have to look at the Schoology one. So that's 12. Let's go up to 13. Oh, we're going to have to do some, no, we could probably fit 13 in here. So 13 says to solve 18x is equal to 9 times 10. The first thing I have to do is multiply 9 times 10. So that's going to be 90. And I would write all of this down in my spiral, just like this. And then I have to divide. So 90 divided by 18 is going to give me something that I've forgotten. 5. So x is equal to 5. Okay, I'm going to pause and erase. All right, I haven't forgotten that I didn't do 11, so I'm going to come back for it. And it may be in a different video for all I know. But 14 says use words to write 100.113 or 100 and, so this is going to be 100 and what they're looking for, please don't write 0.113. I need to know place value. So this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and 113 thousandths. Oh, that's not spelled right. There's a U somewhere in there. Okay, that's 14. 15 is a calculator problem, and you could even write this in your spiral. 1.5 times 1.5. 16 is a calculator problem. 6.25 divided by 5. So this also would look like this. You're going to put 6.25 in first, divided by 5. 17 is a calculator problem. So let me write calculator. 18 is a calculator problem. And then we get into some interesting stuff. So 19 has fractions. 19 gives us 1 1/5 minus 1/4 times 2/5. So the first thing I'm going to do is the parentheses. 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 5 is 20. 1 1/5. So let me write this vertically. 1 1/5. Even if I reduce this, well, I guess I could reduce it to minus 1/10. So if I divide this by 2 and I divide that by 2, and I get 1 1/5 minus 1/10. But I'm still going to need a common denominator here. So the 1 hangs out. This becomes 10. So 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 2 is 2. Minus 1/10 gives me 1 1/10. That is my answer. And I need more space for this and more time, so I need to do 20 and 11 in the next video.